Hey, Shalom, y'all. Bashim Al Shabakatah, y'all Shamar Al Bashim Al Shah. It's Precinct Officer 500 Mathum, y'all, you know what I mean, out of I.S.U.P.K. Start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of YAHANNA. We've been teaching the truth according to the scriptures, you know what I mean, proving that Black, Latinos, and Native American Indians are God's chosen people. You understand? And, you know what I mean, and that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And we'll be continuing to push that truth and knowledge out until our King return. All right, and this is the Brotherhood class. You understand? And we're going, bring out a couple of things here. And one thing I haven't brought out yet for in recent times is that we're in a season of so-called season of a Ramadan, right? You know what I mean? Where you know people that's Muslim people are in a time where they are fasting for a certain amount of time throughout the day, things of that nature. You understand? Worshiping, a god, a so-called God in Allah. You understand? And they are, you know, they do diligence, I guess, according to their God and worshiping they so-called God of of nothing, the God of stone. You understand? Or rock. You understand? And that's all fine and dandy for the Arab man to do that. It's completely fine for him to go ahead and serve and worship that Arab god, that stone in Mecca. You understand? It's all right for him to do it. I don't see no issues with it. But but it's like the issue with it is that Black people are in that religion. It's the issue with it is that Black and Latinos are committing themselves, you know what I mean, or putting their whole life into that religion of Islam. You understand? And they dressing like them. They behaving like them. It was a brother that came up to the Philadelphia camp, I believe, a couple weeks ago, trying to tell us, you understand, how we shouldn't be using toilet paper to wipe our behind with. But this brother, in fact, uses his hand to wipe his behind. And you know who he learned that from? He learns that from the same man he got that religion from. He learns that from the Arabs, who don't really consider him a real Muslim. They don't really consider him a real actual Muslim like they consider their Arab brothers Muslims. You understand? They look at him like a second class citizen, third class citizen. They don't look at you as your brother. They don't look at you as anything. You understand? If they loved you so much, you was really their Muslim brother. I don't see no Arab out here selling out us passing out in newspapers and you know Muslim newspapers and selling oils. You understand? In the middle of the road. I don't see any Arabs doing that, but I see our brothers in Islam doing that though. I see our brothers that are in that religion, that stinking, stinking jailhouse religion. I see them doing that though. I see them all over the place selling oils in the in them little Muslim gowns y'all be wearing. You understand? And putting a kufi on your head, trying to be like them. A lot of brothers go out their way sometimes to even dye their hairs on their face orange. You understand? I seen one today. I seen one before coming in here actually. You understand? You know, everything to not be like you. Everything to hide and duck and run away from being who you are. You understand? Black people and Latinos, we have a condition where we don't want to be we have a self-esteem issue as a nation because and don't say what I'm saying is a lie. It can't be a lie. When I'm seeing our people in Christianity, I'm seeing my people in Islam, I'm seeing my people being Seventh-day Adventists, I'm seeing they in all these different religions. You understand? But they can't tell you who they are. They can't tell you who they were before slavery. They can't tell you that. You understand? We don't know who we are. Therefore, we lack the confidence as a nation because hence us going into all these other cultures and things of that nature, even being suckers to them and taking their ideology for ourselves and passing it down to our children. When the Lord didn't have it that way. The Most High, The actual living God, the God of the Bible, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I mean, the God of the Israelites in the Bible. He didn't have it to be that way. He had it to where, I mean, we were supposed to be on top of every nation, that we would be above all people. That's how he had it. That's how he wants it. That's how he had it set up. But we're not that way today because we choose to be in the things that we into. Like I was just talking about since the beginning of this class. We're in the nation of Islam, thinking that we're being what you call it, what I mean, being pro-black, going in the nation of Islam. You understand? Thinking you doing that when you really serving the God of your oppressors, serving the God of a heathen nation. When this Bible was supposed to be for us, not the Quran. You understand? You know what I mean? And what we do with Qurans, we kick Qurans if you ain't know that. Kick Qurans down the street. You know what I mean? And how can you be, and there's such a dark history behind um, the nation, behind Islam and its relationship with Black people and its significance between Islam and Black people. The history is so dark, what I mean, and goes so long because, there's many things you could talk about on how it's not for us and how it can never be for us. I mean, how can a religion be for us and we are not them people? How can black woman, how can you dress like an Arab, what I mean, dress like a Muslim, be a Muslim, and you're not an Arab? That's one right there. You know what I mean? That go back to that self-confidence as a nation what I was speaking about earlier. You cannot be sloppy. You know what I mean? Us going into that religion right there is all wrong. You know what I mean? And also in the scriptures, not sloppy. Also in other books outside of the Bible, you know what I mean? It was an author named Rudolph Windsor. Rudolph Windsor, right? And he went into these things. He went into these things. He actually was a well-educated brother. This was a brother that studied in Temple in Philadelphia and studied out here in Jersey in a couple of community colleges out here. He did his thing, what I mean. He studied a lot and gathered a lot of information, right? And he made a book called From Babylon Timbuktu. So like from Babylon to Timbuktu. He made that book and he has a lot of information in it. You know what I mean? It's a decent book. All right. And I got it with me, right? And I might go into some of the things that he had in there. You understand? And for one, it might be an Islam class, you understand? But for one, this Bible is our book. Quran can never be our book. Islam could never be our culture and way of life. For one thing, right? You know what I mean? Islam allows a lot of things that is not kosher. You understand? In Islam, black man, you can beat your woman in Islam. In Islam, you can sleep with minors in Islam. You're allowed to do those things. You understand? When that ain't righteous. That ain't, being, the way you're supposed to be. You're being evil and wicked as hell. You know what I mean? So how can you be that ain't a godly religion. No religion is godly. But what the Lord gave us is laws, statutes, and commandments. All right. And for one, black man, I don't know what the hell you in there for when during the times of the transatlantic slave trade, beginning stages, the Arabs, they in fact provided the ships. They provided the cargo slave ships for our oppressors. They provided them ships so we can get, shipped overseas. They provided it, and they're not innocent of any crime as well. You know what I mean? Their crime is just as great as our oppressor. Damn, there you understand where. where our woman, our black woman, as sex slaves. That's what they did. You understand? Where they had us shipped off and everything like that. A lot of our women, a good amount of our women, were left to be their you know what I'm saying, the rest of their lives they were living as sex slaves. You know what I mean? They were destined to be sex slave after that. You know what I mean? And they treated them terribly. All the violent, horrific things you could imagine they did to our sisters. And that's the Arabs that you love so much. I seen a video where a brother was saying how this the Arabs over there, the Muslims over there that are Arab, you know what I'm saying, is more important and more, what I mean, more important and care, and has more care for them than he does his own people, than his own brothers. You know what I'm saying? I seen the video of a brother saying that. Our brothers that's over here that we suffer with all the time, I mean, we starve with over here, in our ignorance, we was brothers used to get high and everything like that, and we suffered together here in America, in the slums and ghettos here of America. You know what I mean? They call it the hood. You understand? We went through those things together. But once you put on that Islam coat, that Islam jacket, you understand now you don't look at us the same way. Salaki. You don't look at us the same way. You don't look at us the same. You actually look at us as something that's detestable because you want to go ahead and go into that religion that nobody told you to do. The Most High definitely didn't tell you to do. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to go into Islam. You think that's the way of life. You know what I mean? When in fact, you just got duped. You just got tricked into hating your own people. You got tricked into hating your own people. You look at us like nothing, but you want to hold that Arab man to a higher standard because he's an actual, in your head, I guess he's an actual Muslim. You understand? You know what I mean? This is what they did to us, man. They provided all the slave ships via the transatlantic slave trade. They did that. But you, like a dummy, so like you know, what I mean, you don't know no better. You in that religion anyway, and now you got the choice now to know these things. Listen to what the things I'm about to bring out in in this class, and you got the choice to either stay in there and not give a damn about what they did to your people and are doing to your people today. You know what I'm saying? Or you could, have some wisdom, have some strength, and leave Islam like you're supposed to. You understand? I'm gonna bring out a few things, all right? But I mean, I'm gonna get a few precepts first. Get a few precepts, and we're gonna get it going. All right. What I was bringing out earlier, this is a precept I like to bring out all the time, but I'm gonna tie it into Islam real quick. You know what I mean? Deuteronomy 7:6. All right. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. So the Most High made us a holy people. A holy people mean to be separate. You know what I mean? If you go in your compact Bible dictionary and look up the word holy, you know what I'm saying, you will find that what I said was true. All right, you know what I mean? It means to be set apart, separate. All right. So it says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people." Now, when Moses was saying these things, you know what I mean, the Most High saying these things through Moses, you understand? He's talking to the nation of Israel. He's talking to the nation of Israel. He's talking to blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. All right. He's saying that we're a special people unto the Lord. All right. And we're supposed to be above. I don't know if I read it all. I forget. Let me read it again. It says, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. We're supposed to be above all people that are upon the face of the earth. That means the so-called oppressor. We all know who that is. You understand? That means the East Indian. That means the African. That means the Japanese. That means the Chinese. You understand? That means, all them, even the Arabs, even them too. We're supposed to be above them as well. I'm putting the emphasis on the Arabs because, you know what I mean, this is something that our Muslim brothers need to hear. The brothers in Islam and all that, they need to hear this. We're supposed to be above all nations, including, you know what I mean, them Arabs that you love so much, that you hold to a high regard. You understand? You claim you got a good rapport with them, but behind your back, you don't know what they saying about you. You understand? Y'all going into that mosque. I see y'all out there. You know what I mean? Y'all go into the mosque. You understand? They don't got no running water in there. They don't have toilets in there. I know. I know. I got some brothers that know. I have brothers that know of that lifestyle when they was in that lifestyle, and they, you know, hit me to it, all the nastiness that go on in there. Got no running water in there and no toilets, no soap at all. You know they don't believe in hygiene and all that stuff, right? But you don't give a damn about that. You know what I'm saying? But listen, we supposed to be above all people, including them Arabs, and it's nothing. It ain't a shocker that we're supposed to be above all these nations. And I'm specifically going to speak about the Arabs tonight in this class. You understand? Because you understand, anybody that doesn't have, you know, doesn't watch themselves, I mean, we're better than them anyway. That's just one. You know what I mean? But listen, the Lord said it. The Lord said we supposed to be above all these nations. We supposed to be above them. We're supposed to be better than them. You understand? Better than every single last nation on here, on this earth. All right. So why aren't we that right now? That's the question. That's one of the questions you got to ask yourself. Why aren't we one of those nations that are better than? You know what I mean? When we have the whole Bible. We got the Bible that's like written for us. The men that was jotting, that was penning and writing these things in the Bible back then, we come from them same people. We come from that same bloodline. You understand? The same bloodline that Christ has in his DNA. It's like the same blood that he has in his DNA, we have in our DNA. Same blood that, you know what I mean, Joseph, um, you understand, Dave King, it's like a David, you know what I mean, Solomon, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Hosea, all them brothers in there, all them black and Latino men that are in the Bible, that are prominent men, we have the same blood they do. We come from the same people. You know what I mean? And we are better people than the Arabs. You understand? We're better people than them. We have a better people. Today they even you know what I'm saying, cook fried chicken and sell it to us out of their stores. They call it crown fried chicken. You understand? They take our dishes and then cook it up themselves and sell it back to us. Like real slave masters, like, you know what I mean, a real slave master and slave relationship. You understand? Like a real slave master and slave relationship. This is what they do. This is what they do. You know what I mean? And they still can't make it better than us. They still can't make it better than a black woman and a Latino woman. You understand? They can't do it because they just don't got what it takes. All right. But what we have to do is get out and separate ourselves, man. Shalom to everybody tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, y'all, Shemarathon, shout out to the sister. Shalom, y'all, Bashima, Shabbat, thug. You know what I mean? Priest Korah in the building, Most High Christ, man. While for tuning in. We got to do away with all these Arabs, man, and their religion, all the heathen, really. You know what I'm saying? But brothers right now, Ramadan, they got a slugging. Yeah, that got these brothers in a chokehold right now. It got them in the chokehold. I'm seeing them online talking about they under every single type of video, any random video you look at. You know, what I mean, I was watching something today. It was a workout video, and and then brothers in the comments, they like, damn, that would be hard right now on my Ramadan. I can't do it right now on my fast. You know what I'm saying? Listen, like they over there fasting. They acting like it's such a horrible, terrible thing to do the way they fast. What they doing is intermediate fasting. They not really fasting for real. You understand? They having a hard time with that. You know what I mean? And I was explaining before I brought this precept out, like, listen, you know what I mean? The Arabs are looking at you like a third class citizen. They don't look at you as their brother. They don't look at you as family. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go in that mosque and you're gonna think you're gonna think you with them. You're gonna think you down. You're gonna think everything. You're gonna be in there speaking that Arabic language. You're gonna be in there bowing down on that carpet, you know what I'm saying, tearing your forehead up, praying to some fake God in there. It probably smell like you, God knows what in that mosque. You understand? And you spending hours out of your day wasting your time in there for real. Got a nerve to bring your children in there. I mean, listen, bro. Like God is not with them. If God was with them right now, don't you think something would be happening? They wouldn't be going to war right now and dying by the way they is. It's like being unalive the way they is out there in the Middle East right now. The Lord is getting them the hell up out of there because they are on stolen land, just like the so-called Jew, just like the so-called, you know what I mean, small hat over there right now. You know what I mean? The Lord is gathering them out of the land, and the Lord is in the saying in the Bible, it says the Lord is going to plead with the nations for his people. You understand? Meaning he gonna bomb the hell out y'all. He gonna destroy y'all out there. You know what I mean? That Valley of Jehoshaphat. But you know what I'm saying? To all to show you Allah is not real. Brothers, I seen pictures, and not just pictures, I seen video, people out there, you know what I mean, um, you know, rushing to get to that Mecca, to that stone in Mecca. You know what I mean? That Kaaba stone in Mecca. And over there kissing it like you would your woman, you know what I'm saying? Like kissing it like it's just disgusting. And another thing came out about it, I don't know why my video did that. Let's see. One second, y'all. I don't know what my video doing there. I might come back out and come back in. It's like, let's see.